Hi guys, welcome back to a new video on the channel. Now, apologies again, I know it has been a while. My work is starting to get a little bit on top of me, but I am trying to get these videos out a little bit more regularly. So I've missed a lot of content in the Championship. Obviously, Reading now have a new manager. The Carabao Cup, I completely missed that. So we're going to clear our heads and we're going to go again. We've got the Premier League prediction. This is the official, this isn't a joke, this is my official Premier League prediction for the season. That is this video that I'm doing now, and then obviously during the week I will organise to do the predictions. They are going to be back, and they are going to be before the games kick off this weekend. Also, just on another quick side note, the competition will be finishing this week. The final date for entries is of course the 10th of September. That is Thursday, so you've only got a few days left. Thank you so much for everybody that has joined in. The new subscribers, welcome. I know there haven't been a lot of videos since the new subscribers have come in, but if you've enjoyed the previous content, obviously you can still join the competition. All you have to do is just like the video, subscribe, get your friends to subscribe, let me know in the comments, let your friends that you've sent them over here, and you'll be entered into that draw to win the £20 in cash that I have in an envelope just over there, ready to send, and you'll see it all on camera. It'll all be filmed that I'm sending it off and everything, so there's nothing to hide. So there we go, guys. Right, so let's get into these Premier League predictions. Now, I've had a long, hard look at the Premiership, and I'm going to get slaughtered in the comments. But hey, it's all good fun. If it gets too much, I'll just turn the comments off. So that probably tells you I haven't got Liverpool as champions, and that is correct. I've actually got Manchester United. Now, I can hear the comments already. Now, let me just give you the reasoning behind this. Manchester United over the last few months have slowly, there's been a change, a progression. They haven't had to bring in too many new players to make their team competitive. And that's what I'm looking at. Jadon Sancho, okay, that's not over the line yet, but it could be. Van den Beek's come in, which I think is an underestimated signing. Bruno is really starting a motor. Pogba looks like a different player. Mason Greenwood is firing. It really is a team that is getting stronger and stronger. So for those reasons and quite a few others, I've got Manchester United to win the Premier League title this year. Now, I will say already, I have put money on it. For those that would like to see that bet slip, I will obviously prove it. It's a genuine thing. I've genuinely put money on Manchester United. It's just something that I mean, I might be completely wrong. They could finish 4th or 5th or 6th. But it's just a prediction, as we say. So, moving on to 2nd place, and that's where I've got last season's champions, Liverpool. I do think that Liverpool are going to be up there. I do believe that they are going to challenge. They're still a very, very strong side. The only thing that concerns me is they haven't as yet really made any sort of necessary signings. Now, obviously, doing predictions now with the transfer window still open is a little bit, not stupid, but it's tough because not a lot of transfers have gone through. I mean, tomorrow morning, Lionel Messi could sign for Liverpool, and everyone goes, "Oh, for God's sake," and thinks, "Why have I done the predictions the way that I have?" So yeah, we bear that in mind, and I've bared it in mind as well. But I think Liverpool will finish in 2nd. So 3rd place, and this is going to shock a few people, I've gone with Chelsea. Now, I believe that the signings that Chelsea have made are really going to change them. The reason I don't think they'll win the league this year, I was saying to a few Chelsea fans the other day, is simply because it's a batch of new players that need to work out how to play with each other, the systems. You look at Arsenal when Aubameyang first turned up and Lacazette turned up. It's taken them a while to sort of link up and everything, and Pepe, and that's the sort of thing that I'm looking at with Chelsea, that although they have signed some pure quality players and they have a really good fresh batch of youngsters, and Frank Lampard's proved himself, I'm not so sure if they can win the league. But again, I could be sitting here in May when I do my review of these predictions and be going, I got that one wrong. But it's all good, guys. So I've gone with Chelsea in 3rd. So that 4th and final Champions League spot for the season ahead, I've got Arsenal. Now again, very controversial because I haven't said the word Manchester City yet. Arsenal again, they haven't made too many signings, but I think Willian, a lot of people are underestimating him. If you put Willian in Arsenal's midfield along with Pepe, and you've got that little bit of link up with Aubameyang if he stays, of course, Arsenal are going to start to build something. They're bringing in defenders. They've got, Martinez in goal, which is a Reading fan, I'm biased, but he's fantastic. So and Leno as well. So I think Arsenal are going to be fine, and I personally think that they could easily finish in 4th. So who will be finishing in 5th in my predictions? Well, I've gone with Manchester City. So I've now gone with Manchester City to miss out on the Champions League, full stop. Okay, explanation time, Mr. Frost. Basically, I worry about Manchester City at the moment. I look at them playing. Now, yes, on their day, they can slap teams up left, right, centre, forwards and backwards, and then again. But something just doesn't seem settled there at the moment. Guardiola, is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Aguero and, De Bruyne doesn't, can't even say that word. De Bruyne's not looking himself, and it's only a personal opinion, but I don't think Manchester City are going to be that team they were last year. But hey, we shall see. I might be completely wrong on the first 2-3 days of the season, but we'll see. So into 6th place, and that's where I've got Tottenham Hotspur or Spurs. Again, Tottenham, they've got that beautiful new stadium, and it is beautiful. It's a glorious stadium. But there isn't much there that makes me excited if I was a Tottenham fan. Yeah, fair enough. They beat us 4-1 in a friendly. Well done. But they don't seem to be investing and buying players that would make you sit up and go, oh, Tottenham are serious about challenging, and I don't know. But again, could be proved wrong. Into 7th, and that's where I've got Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, Wolves have progressed. I think they've come into sort of the Leicester, not the Leicester that won the league, that's going too far. But Wolves have certainly become a very, very hard team to beat at home, and they definitely can pick up results away. On their day, they can beat any of the big sides. Manchester United's a bogey side for them. Also, for Man United, Wolves are a bogey side for United. So, yeah, I think to be fair, a lot of these teams are going to go to Wolves this year, and they're not going to get points. So that's why I've got Wolves as high as I have. So into 8th place, and we've got Leicester City. Leicester, they sort of capitulated last season. They were doing really well, and everyone was thinking, if Liverpool started to mess up, could they sneak in and get title number 2? But obviously that never materialised. But then they went from 3rd. They did a little bit like what Nottingham Forest did in the Championship, and they just fell. It just went, and they missed out on Champions League football. So it did surprise everyone. It did, and I fell for Leicester. They just completely dropped, which wasn't like them. So in 9th, I've got Brighton, and that's another one of my risky predictions. Brighton, I've made some very interesting signings over the summer. They're looking more sharp as a team. They're looking better. The football that they're playing is a lot more attractive now. And again, just a personal opinion, but I think that they're going to do a lot better this season, and that's why I've got them in 9th. In 10th is Sheffield United. Again, I think Sheffield United are going to be perfectly fine. They're not going to have that second season syndrome and be struggling at the wrong end of the Championship. I think they're the Championship at the Premier League. But no, I think they're a really good side, and I think they're going to have a very good season. So that all being said, I've got them in 10th. In 11th place is Southampton. Now again, people are probably thinking, what? Are you sure this isn't the joke predictions? No, genuinely serious. I think that Southampton have got a good core of a side there. They may have lost a few players, some notable players, but I think the way the Hustle, whatever his name is, has gotten playing, I do think they're going to be a threat next season. So that's why I've got them in 11th. In 12th place, I've got Everton. Now, for me, Everton were supposed to really be this top 6 side that were trying to challenge for the top 4. They had some amazing signings and they've got some really good players, but they just don't seem to be able to pass that over onto the pitch when they play. So that is the slight worry there. But we shall see what happens with Everton this season. It's going to be interesting to see how they get on. In 13th place, now this is where I come to one of the first promoted sides from the Championship last season, and I've got Leeds United. I do not think that Leeds United are going to be one of these teams that comes into the Premiership, gets overwhelmed and beaten, battered and slapped up and sent back down again. Leeds have waited far too long, far too long to be in the Premiership, and I really do not believe that their owners, the chairman, are going to allow them to slip straight back into the Championship, because the banter, I can see it now. I mean, the Leeds fans would never live it down. Every time they tried to put a comment on any sort of social media, it'd be, hey, but you didn't last in the Prem, did you? You know, that sort of thing. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think Leeds fans can breathe a massive sigh of relief, and they'll be fine. I generally think they'll be very fine. So that's why I've gone with them in 13th. In 14th, I've got Aston Villa. Again, Aston Villa were very unfortunate with the season they had last year. They didn't deserve to be where they were. And they did survive, and very controversially, admittedly, but they still survived. And I think they're going to invest, and I do think they're going to do a lot better this season. So in 15th, I've got Burnley. Now, for me, Burnley, I did have them in my head as possibly one of the relegation-threatened sides. And I'm still thinking along that lines, although I do have them in 15th. But that's only 5.8 places above the drop zone. So I think their season can go one of two ways. They could drop into it, or they could be perfectly fine. And we shall see which one materialises. But I've said 15th. In 16th, I've got Crystal Palace. I know, again, that Crystal Palace are making signings, but there's just something not quite right there again. And I think they will be involved at the wrong end of the table. And again, it could end up like last year. It could go one or two ways, but I do think they will have enough in the end. Into 17th, and that's where I've got West Ham United. I listened to West Ham Fan TV this morning, a few videos about them being disgruntled about the owners not investing, and that's why I do think that West Ham will struggle again next season, but I don't think they'll go down. I think there's always going to be three, at least two, worse teams, and then it's a battle for that last third place like this year, but I think they'll be fine. So I've got them to survive. So that brings me on to my three relegation sides, and you've probably worked out already who they are. They're Newcastle United, Fulham and West Brom, but we're going to start in 18th with Newcastle. Now, there's just something not going right at Newcastle at the moment. They had that takeover fall through, which would have made them one of the richest teams in the Premiership by a country mile. And they would have been able to basically buy the Premier League. They could have bought anybody. They could have just said, you know what, I'll have you, 500 million, whatever, you can have £1 billion a week or whatever, something stupid like that. But it's gone from that to being Josh King and Fraser, who are good players, don't get me wrong, and Newcastle will... like I said, I'm already going to get slated by Man United Liverpool fans, but the Newcastle fans will be fuming. But I just don't see Newcastle surviving. Again, if they do, they do. But it's just a prediction. But I'm not so sure they will. In 19th, I've got West Brom. Now, I think West Brom, again, they will do very well. At points, they'll probably get some of those surprise results, but I think they went up a little bit too early. I'm not sure if they're ready, but again, I could easily be proved wrong, and it's never nice predicting another team to get relegated, but as we know, 3 teams have to go down, so the 3 you're left with are the 3 that go down, but it doesn't mean they're gonna, so you just have to see how the season pans out. And then bottom of the league, I've got Fulham. to me, and this is a very controversial opinion, but I just don't feel that Fulham are ready for the Premier League. Their ground, yes, they're redeveloping, yes, but at the moment their ground is not Premier League quality. But again, that's just an opinion. I don't know. They just don't seem to have enough to. They seem to do a bit what Bolton did when they were struggling, going up, down, up, down, up, down. A bit like Norwich, up, down, up, down, up, down. And I just think it's going to be a very difficult season for Fulham fans. Again, I might be wrong. There could be some really bad sides, and Fulham could survive. And I take it. I'll take it on the chin. A load of, oh, what do you know, blah, blah, blah stuff. And that's fine. We're here to, express opinions. Doesn't mean we're right. So, guys, that concludes the Premiership predictions for the season, my league table. I was going to do the official Championship and League 1 and League 2 videos, but here comes the controversial sentence. Having rethought about it, the only things I want to change in the Championship is that I don't now think Reading will finish bottom. I think we will have a little bit better of a season. But obviously I think just swap us and Sheffield Wednesday over. I think now Sheffield Wednesday will finish bottom with their points deduction. I think they'll find it difficult to overhaul and sustain. But we shall see. And I think I had Sheffield Wednesday in about 14th or something like that. So that's quite a fair place for Reading to finish as well. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please stay tuned for the predictions for the weekend games. The season starts. So what I will do on Wednesday, that's my next day off, is I will do a set of videos looking at the leagues. So guys, thank you very much for watching. All the best to your team for the season coming up. Get involved in the competition. You never know, you could have £20 to start off your new season. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching and take care.